What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Crossthread Garage and Salvage. We leave in 2 days for a Hot Rod Power Tour.
Hey guys, Future Steve here. I just got to step in and tell you right now, this episode, as long as it is, takes a few unexpected turns.
And my dad has something to show you.
What's up, guys? How's it going? And before we go any further, I have to say thanks to Summit Racing for stepping in last minute, 11th hour, to give us a chance of getting on the road. They stepped up in a big way, and for that, we're grateful because, as you'll see in this episode, there were actually a couple of times where I thought to myself, no way. Now, the last few days of prep, the filming was a little spotty because while I was doing 8, 10, 12 hours at a time in the shop, it was all a bunch of little stuff. Tiny little menial tasks that all have to get done before you get on the road, like torquing down the lug nuts. You guys want to see that? No, you don't. So, I know this is a little bit longer episode, and this introduction isn't helping, but it's the highlight reel from basically the last 2 weeks ahead of Hot Rod Power Tour. So, sit down, enjoy, watch it through in a couple of sessions if you have to, but this one is a big one, and I would venture to say this has been our biggest push here at Crossthread Garage and Salvage. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Summit Racing for sponsoring this episode. They say the couple that plays together stays together. In our case, not a lot of playing going on here, but we are making progress.
Too hot?
Can you run back to the garage and grab a fire extinguisher? Zach ran out of fuel. Let's just go over the things that went well, okay?
We got Taco Bell.
And $130 in transmission fluid. That's an expensive leak.
Chunks of it all over the place.
If you saw our last video, you know that the Chevelle wagon is running.
Running.
We are squarely into the last 10% that's going to take 90% of our time.
Bruh.
And that is finish work like this with the Holley Retro Bright headlights.
I think I need to go to the
swapping
ER.
them out. No, you don't need to go to the ER.
No, I think I did.
She had a dribbling accident, and not like an old man dribbling accident, like you're embarrassed to be out in public, but like dribbling a basketball.
No, I actually think something's wrong.
Well, certainly something's wrong, but we're gonna figure it out later. Not today.
Just say you hate me.
You're not dead. You're fine.
Hi.
All right, so
I
I
plugged
am.
in enough.
Yeah, but I would worry about getting the light in
Well, that
the
light's in
fixture
there,
first,
so.
and then worry about the wiring. Probably start on this side since you can
Yeah, 'cause I don't have to take the
access
battery.
this side.
How about this? I do that side.
No,
You do this.
you'll do all four because I got a dozen other things I'm doing. Like getting our transmission cooler lines hooked up. Got to do that. Got the old
can't
leak
see.
stopper 9000 that's been hanging here for 3 months. And I got to get some insulation on our starter wire and starter trigger wire. That's these two. And then I've also got some boots from DEI for the spark plug wires, since they're all basically sitting right on those headers. So we got to get that done. We have also, since our last video, wired in our dash. And so the new Dakota Digital gauge cluster is in. You can see the control box there. And, well, so if a guy had been smart and thinking about it, which I wasn't, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
don't see anybody over here that makes that description.
Would have just turned the key before we installed the dash to make sure, you know, we wired it correctly. So got to tear back into that real quick. So if we had tested it before we put it up there, it would have worked.
Problem was, we put it up there, and you see that gray wire, that big gray wire. I had it routed in front of that steering column brace, and it went in there and pinched and unplugged itself. So we have it plugged in now. Go ahead and hit that key there, Ron. We'll see what the gauges do. Oh, we just undid the battery.
Oh yeah. I didn't know he was going to film again.
It works. I'll show you when we get it back in. No. Let's just put it in. We're not. We don't have time for editing. We'll do it in post.
We'll
All right. Now we should have power. Oil low. Yep, we don't have the sensor in yet. But I got a green status light blinking back there, which makes me feel good. Look at that. Brand new car, 0 miles on the odometer.
They say you only got 100 miles to set that.
Yeah, I have to.
They give you a small
I'll have
window.
to reset it to some unknown number because what's on it wasn't the right mileage because the speedometer wasn't even hooked up. So
Right.
I'll put 100,000 on it and go from there. Okay, cool. Let's throw the steering column back up. And we can start buttoning all this up again. Ron stepped out for a little bit to pick his grandkids up. He has been an absolute lifesaver. You guys don't know Ron very well.
Bro.
He has just stepped in and been like, I'll help you get it done. Unbelievable. None of this would have happened.
Can we take this out?
What do you mean you can take this out?
Can we take this black box here out?
Look,
I don't think
here.
it's doing anything.
You gotta come here. You gotta take out these bezels. And then you gotta take out the headlights. The black box stays in there. There's a retaining ring that holds those headlights in that's adjustable.
Comes out this way, not
Yes. So just take the chrome bezel out and then pull them out this way, and then you can plug them in from the back.
Hey, look at this.
Get out of the hole, Bob Dole. I have a small hole in my shirt. Get out of there. All right, what do you got?
What do I have? What is this?
Back
this
of the
is the back
cab.
of my Ranger.
Back of the cab, C10
Kai
trim,
Duffy, you want this back?
and tailgate trim for the Ranger. Probably garbage, also definitely garbage. Put them in the back of the dump truck. We're moving from the other garage while we're trying to finish this so the in-law suite construction can start, which we've been anticipating for months and months and months, and had an architect get out of the hole. So we were held up by an architect that basically took his sweet time. Have you guys ever seen Fred Randall from
No.
what show is that? Or what movie is that?
Fred Randall? Oh, Rocket Man?
Rocket Man. Our architect was basically Fred Randolph.
I think that's
Mom!
from that movie.
I'm nearly a full-grown man.
When he's talking to himself with the puppets.
All right, good stuff. On to the projects here. Oh, I'm also building a power steering line, pressure line, just some AN stuff with some
Fun fact,
using
Rocket Man
a
was a wild guess.
PTFE
ABC,
nylon
DEFG.
lined nylon lined
You're
hose
speaking
just to go from here
hieroglyphics to me.
to there.
That was really funny. Come back next time.
All right,
So
welcome
songs
back
and
everybody to
cake.
Crossthread Garage and Salvage.
I was
We're
just
glad
starting
you're
an intro
here.
in the middle of the sentence I was saying.
Were you saying something?
Yes.
I was going to turn your mic off when I edit this.
Bruh.
Go ahead, say it. It's very important.
No.
Okay, welcome
Apparently
back.
it's
We're
not
glad,
important enough for you to listen to what I'm saying.
glad you're here. We got, what day is today?
It's my last day of school. That's what today is. I don't actually know what today is.
It's the
know it's
27th
the
of
last
whatever
day.
month we're in,
I thought
which
today was the
means
29th.
we leave in,
That is the 29th.
no, it's not the 29th.
I'm just kidding. It's the 27th.
That would have meant I missed my anniversary.
Ew. Grampy just sent me a picture of these baby birds that were just born.
Okay.
Look
We're
at this.
short on time. We're like 10 days away from leaving for Hot
at
Rod
this.
Power Tour. Oh,
That looks like me in the morning.
that's horrific.
Wait, are those actually the eyeballs?
Well, they're robins.
I don't think that one made it.
Yeah.
And that one's trying to get out.
That's ridiculous.
That one right there is trying to get out.
Go show Gracie that.
Genuinely, what is that?
Go
No, that
show
is
Gracie.
Gracie. She made an appearance in that.
That's cool.
It's a
That's a
that's
surveyor's
an old
tripod.
It's George McWashington. Wow, George Washington's surveyor thing.
George McWashington. I have plans to turn that into a lamp
Holmes.
in the corner of the house.
Yeah.
So that
Maybe
needs.
it's like for our 1-year wedding anniversary or something.
We were just talking about
Yeah.
that. It's coming up
Tomorrow.
sometime in the next couple days.
Tomorrow.
What's coming
Tomorrow, everybody.
21 years.
21 years of wedded bliss.
21? Waiting for a lamp from George Washington surveyor stand.
George McWashington.
George Washington.
He invented the
Going up
peanut
there.
butter.
It is going up there.
Yeah,
the
the
loft,
inventor-
the loft is filling up. We really need a wall there to keep it from flowing over. We're gonna end up with a junk waterfall here soon, Gracie. A junker fall.
Your tack rack and stuff yet.
It's a bad time to say I don't know my lefts from my rights.
All right, back to the work. All right, my part's done. We've got some Mosier wheel studs here. So apparently this is the out of spec to safe zone. Those 4 extra threads there. But this 1.5-inch wheel stud that I put in on this side only got me 8 full turns of engagement, which for a 7/16 is just below what's recommended. You want to have as much thread engagement lengthwise as you have diameter. So we moved to a 2-inch, and that's actually, that might be 1 3/4 inches. Is that 1 3/4 inches? 1 3/4 inches. But that's going to be enough to get us the thread engagement we need. So
Alright guys, my dad and Ron are doing something super boring. They're wiring. So instead, I'm going to take you guys and do also something kind of boring. Fill up the power steering pump fluid and
connect the transmission cooler lines.
connect the transmission cooler lines. Help. Oh. So is the power steering fluid the place where it says check engine oil?
Precisely. It's actually this one right here where it says Holly. And then it's connected to your power steering
I don't even need a filter. Filler.
You mean a
Funnel.
funnel? You're right, you don't need a funnel.
Oh.
Don't overfill it.
Oh, I might need a funnel.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry. We are good. Okay, and then replacing the transmission.
No, the transmission cooler lines.
Yep. What am I doing?
You see on the front of the lift there? And this one you can bring up right through here.
Was it
It's
connected?
going to go to this one. Transmission cooler.
Okay, but what? Where is it? What do I need to put clamps? I need clamps.
You need hose clamps. Yes.
Excuse.
Where's mine?
Out of the bolt bin.
Dad, you say it goes on the top or the bottom one?
The one on the right, the hard line on the right goes to the bottom.
The one on the. So that's the bottom one? No, it's not. That's the top one. The one on the right is the top one. if I'm not
Both
mistaken.
on that side, aren't they?
Well,
Sorry, my right as I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay.
Not the driver's right.
never mind.
I know, I did that backwards. A little press on the
Using these,
On the tank, on the top of the
like a little ring.
And then this.
If you like it, then should have put a ring on it.
Stop.
Want me to cut this at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got one on?
Well, yeah, because I kept twisting it on my hands. I kept dropping it.
Yeah. So
I'm halfway done now.
if you hold it right here, just hold it up to it.
What? Wait.
This one right here.
I thought it goes in right here.
No, this one's going to the bottom.
What?
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a loop. It doesn't matter really. I was just telling you so you had instructions.
This looks like it'll work.
Those are tin snips. Just go get scissors. Let's try. Did you measure that before you did that?
Yeah.
Heading west though, it shouldn't rain, should it? From here to Oklahoma?
Oh no.
That's no rain. It doesn't rain in Oklahoma, it just hails.
It doesn't rain in Colorado either.
No?
Nope. Or snow.
Isn't there a song about the rain in Oklahoma?
It's ain't no love in Oklahoma, not ain't no rain in Oklahoma.
Well,
Ain't no rain in
what are you
Oklahoma.
filming the top of your head for?
How was I supposed to know it was there? That was funny. Somebody put that in a reel.
Well, it'd be better if you weren't looking at the back of your head. Okay, everybody.
Okay, everybody.
Welcome to Wiring 101 with Caitlin and Steve. Ron has got us all basically squared away here.
This isn't even wiring. This is like
Okay,
plugging
so
in.
this plug right here is going to go right here to this.
How?
Well, it replaces this one that we clipped off. No. That is the dome light for when the doors are open, the light comes on. We do, because it was working before. We're going to make it work again.
We just have these in here.
We are going to, this painless harness does go all the way to the back. It's got all my light hookups. But
don't
we
need
just
that.
put a power probe to all of our existing harness, which runs under the seat.
Sometimes
you
I
hit-
like scaring you.
If you had cut that there, it would have been about 6 inches too short. No, we're going to cut it back here where we have plenty of room.
We're not going to have to call Ron back?
Nope. Done. So I'm going to hold on to this so that I have good taillight plugs and everything I need if I ever have to replace it. But don't do that.
Just want to see if this one cuts too.
It doesn't.
It doesn't cut. What are you doing with those?
That's your wire stripper.
Okay. Do I need to strip the wires or something?
Yes.
Then give me the wire stripper.
Holy smokes. Okay, look. It goes in. Look, it goes in up against that stop. Just like that. Strip each of those off.
Holy smokes.
I swear. Okay, and then you can see the yellow is going to go to the yellow one. The green one is going to go to the green one.
Holy smokes. This is so cool. Oh.
It'd be cooler if you did it right.
Didn't do it.
What are you struggling with?
I'm putting it in. I literally just did
look.
what you did.
Hold the wire.
Oh. I can do it that time. You do two at a time, apparently.
You can do two at a time. You didn't do two at a time.
Okay.
Okay, twist the ends of those.
No, I have to twist them together with the other.
Then grab that electrical kit from Bolts and Nuts.
Ooh, do we get to shrink wrap stuff?
Yep, and you're gonna get to torch it too. Well,
How else do you shrink wrap stuff?
We're not shrink wrapping. We're
Shrink wrap!
we're using these that shrink up, and we're using the pink ones. And we're doing the butt connectors.
But,
No, that's the wrong one.
okay. So,
Doing this one.
how does that work?
That's what this whole segment is about, Caitlin. Me teaching you how this all works. This wagon's not big enough for the two of us.
And we're all four going to travel in it?
Yes.
Alright. It doesn't go in all the way.
Well, the black one is actually a ground, and we don't need that one. So let's do one we need, okay?
Did you get?
So
yeah,
look.
What did you get? Where is it?
They're all right here.
Oh.
Look here. Goes in. It's going to stop.
And then
hits a stop in the middle. And then you're going to use, you see this?
Yep.
Put it right in there. Squeeze down tight.
And then do the other one.
And then you find...
The gray one.
No.
The brown one.
No.
Yes.
Go through and do all these at once.
This isn't going right because...
Let me show you one more time. Okay? Put this in and hold it upright so it doesn't fall off. Okay? Then you take these.
Holy cow. Okay.
When you put the wire in, then the other wire in, then
Yeah.
you're going to go to the top.
Yeah. If this is all that wiring was, this would be fun.
That's all wiring is.
No, it's not. Because if that's all it was, then Ron wouldn't have had to come in here and do it.
It's true. I believe Ron saved our hot rod power tour and family vacation. No, don't do that.
Why?
Because gluing it on doesn't do any good if you don't have continuity in the. I mean,
Continuity.
Look, I'm going to show you what you did. I do. I'm going to show you what you did. Instead of putting
Don't
it
show me what I
here-
did. Show me what to do.
Instead of putting it here, you put it here.
Oh.
Don't melt those other ones until you get them connected.
Oh. This is my favorite part of wiring.
Burning stuff.
Yes.
That checks out.
Have you
It
recently?
just occurred to me I don't have my contacts in today.
Recently, I have been not being able to see things. Also, you know, something really funny. You don't have to.
Well, you just kind of glazed over that going blind thing, didn't you? So, I'm having trouble seeing. Also, did you know how expensive eggs are?
Can we turn the fire down a little bit? See, I just burnt it.
Turn it down.
Without the lighter.
That was a little too low.
It's like lighting a candle.
That was right in the... You burned all the hair off my hand. I'm done. Finish that up. Now we're putting in the vintage air. It's going to go right up here, one bolt through there, one bolt down there, and then we have to drill a drain hole afterwards.
Bro, what?
What are you doing?
I'm opening that garage door.
Filming a YouTube channel here. So much noise.
We're basically documentarians.
While I'm pushing that up, because this is going to have to go through that kick panel plate there with the grommets in it, and then there's
Did
a
you fix the
separate
spot?
Yes, I did.
How?
And then there's a separate set of grommets here, and the hoses run here. Caitlin's going to be pulling on all 4 of those hoses.
Sounds really simple.
Yeah.
That would take us an hour. But
Okay. Pull a little bit. It's good. It's close. Whoa. Okay, I gotta see about getting this up behind the dash now.
is that good,
Hold on.
Dad? Ooh. So it's actually legitimately an hour later. It took way longer than it should have. I'm not really sure why.
Everything takes longer when you're doing it for the first time.
Found a magnetic pole thing though. That's weird.
That is slicker than goose poop.
Ew. Slicker than goose poop. Am I good to go tighten it?
Tighten those mounting bolts. We got 2 mounting studs that went through the firewall there. A couple of pro tips. Follow the instructions. Don't hook the pressurized hoses up before you install it. Those have to go on afterwards. Also, don't get slick and try and add a bunch of firewall insulation because there's not room for it, okay? We all know. Big thanks to Vintage Air for setting us up with this. This is going to be clutch. if I can figure out how to get it charged before we leave next week. It's a problem for tomorrow. Power steering fluid, oil. We did get it fired up here this morning. Got it in alignment. Need to take it to in about 3 hours. Power steering pump is leaking at the banjo bolt, but there's actually a bung that threads into the pump, and then the banjo bolt. I think the banjo bolt is tight. The bung is, I think, what's leaking, unfortunately. Probably the instructions said make sure you tighten the bung before you install. I didn't do that. This leak is actually coming, you can see it running down the side of the transmission here. Well, if you follow it all the way to the top, it's leaking out of the back of the valve cover, which means you got a valve cover that might just need tightened down. It's got those blue rubber gaskets and sometimes they fall out. We also have a thumping sound. It's definitely mechanical, but it's not coming. It's not a valve tick, a lifter tick, and it's not low enough to be coming out of the bottom end, and it wasn't there on the old setup, at least as far as I remember. So we may actually have a valve cover that's also hitting. So we're gonna check the inside of that valve cover. I don't know, we'll see in a minute. Ron's back, everybody. He avoids the camera like he's on witness protection. Yeah. So found the leaks. It does look like it was, this bung is actually tight. It has, well, I sent Ron off to grab some crush washers from the parts store. It has stainless steel crush washers. Neither of us really like stainless steel crush washers. They're not soft metal, so they're hard to seal. And that bung is tight. I can't get it any tighter. So we're going to put some copper crush washers on this banjo bolt. Goes back in here, comes back around the back here. You can see what we're dealing with. And the leaking back there was not the valve cover. It was the oil pressure sensor, the sending unit that I put in the other day. There's a standoff unit that lifts it up and puts it at the sensor at a 45-degree angle away from the manifold. And I didn't get the standoff unit as tight as I should have. So got a couple more turns out of that once I put a socket on it instead of trying to use a giant wrench in there. So I had it tight enough, didn't have it tight enough. Oh boy, I got to be at a alignment in 2 hours. So really I've got an hour and a half to fix this, put it all back together. Should be fine. Oh, Caitlin's going to be home in a minute to weld my exhaust tips on too. All right, it's running. We did adjust one of the valves a little bit, and I quieted it down, but if you can hear, we still sound like we got a little bit of a valve adjustment needs done here. These new Flowmaster exhausts are coated in oil in the inside, so I think it's just burning oil, but we're going to take it out of the garage here for the first time.
Much better this car would look without that window. Yes!
We got two speeds, like it's got high speed idle and low speed idle,
I don't like how high it idles.
I thought you could set it on that.
It's set at 750. We've got an appointment for an alignment. And we also have 0 miles on this thing, so that is going to be our test drive, is to the shop. So Ron's gonna be on standby.
In his car?
If we get called. Yeah, he'll come tow us in the Ford.
Can I ride with him?
Oh yeah, that's a Chevy. Thought you had, oh, you had a Ford truck you were talking about the other day. Sorry, I had Ford on my mind.
Really bad call Marty and his crew with a backup truck.
Does AC work?
No, not yet.
No, we are cruising. You think I can drive it home?
I don't know.
It's actually not as loud in here as I thought it would be. I mean, it'll definitely get annoying, but what did we just recently sell? I don't know. It's like the only way to make it quiet was to not press the gas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
What? I can touch this grass. Whoa! Too hot?
No, I don't want to go anywhere without a fire extinguisher. Can you run back to the garage and grab a fire extinguisher? Just in case.
Do you really think it's that bad?
Well, what I don't want is some line blowing off, getting on something hot and catching fire and having nothing. I mean, there's like, every system is being tested right now.
Yeah.
We have fire extinguisher.
Ready to rumble. Our exits are like a cat. And we did install.
Installed.
Get over here.
Got a noisy steering column.
You definitely were like, well, hope this works.
So that didn't go super well. We're a few miles from the alignment shop. Good news is, driving down here, I don't think it needs an alignment that badly, so we're probably okay there. But Caitlin and Joy just got back with 5 gallons of fuel. We put it in there. It's acting like it ran out of fuel. Messed around with it, wouldn't fire even with fuel in it. I called Holly Tech Support. They said fuel pump's running but not priming and shutting off. That means you got a fault in the system somewhere. Maybe got some sort of stray RFI signal, whatever. Pull the main fuse, put it back in, and should run. So the fuel pump primed. Let's see if it runs. Caitlin, hit the key. We'll see if it starts. I do have some valve noise still that is not going away that I think might just be, I don't know. Crank it. Okay.
Why did it start? Is it because we were recording?
Yeah. We're ready to go now. On to the alignment shop.
On the road again? Holy cow.
Still runs good.
Hello.
5 hours later, we're back from graduation. Holy smokes. That graduation ceremony
It was a little long.
was a little long. It was a lot long.
We can say that because my grandpa spoke at it.
You did a good job. All right. So we're back in the garage tonight. It is now 11 o'clock in the PM. Oh! Like we're on the same brainwave still. Okay. Quick rundown on what happened today. Test drive. marginally successful.
Stopped like 5 times. Had to get a
Alignment.
fire extinguisher. We did catch on fire
Didn't happen.
7 times.
We didn't catch on fire. We smoldered a little bit. Most of that was just oil smoldering. It was fine.
Smolder.
Alignment didn't happen. They called and said, nope, not going to happen. I think I already mentioned this to you.
We already did it good enough.
They said you can leave it over the weekend and pick it up Tuesday morning.
No.
No,
That'd be great for me, but not for him.
I got stuff to do.
Nobody got time for that.
So we're probably going to have to do a driveway alignment ourselves. Last 2 I've done, I've taken them in to get an actual alignment, and they've basically said, it's not that bad.
So we're literally pros.
Semi-pro. So we're going to do a driveway alignment on this and keep marching. But basically, let's just go over the things that went well, okay?
We got Taco Bell. Couple monsters. Mom made good lunch.
Honestly, basically everything from the rear doors backwards worked flawlessly.
Well, except for the thing that fell out. But that's okay.
The spare tire compartment
We hit a
cover
bump and it
fell
went.
over. It's just not latched. So
It actually just doesn't
brakes worked great. No problems at all. They are good, firm pedal. They're in wonderful, wonderful condition. Suspension, also fantastic. No noise, rode easy. So QA1 suspension, check mark. Bare brakes, big check mark. Cooling system, we got stopped at a railroad track.
And that railroad track was there. That train was there for a
Spit it
long
out.
time.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say, but it took.
Train was parked when we got to it. We sat there. I thought about turning it off, and then I thought, no, I need to test this. So it ran up to 196 degrees. Fans coming on at 170, just like planned. Ran up to 196, sat there,
And
no
Dad
problem.
said, "Hurry up! It's overheating."
And the train left, and we went on our way. So cooling system worked flawlessly. Fans kicked on when they were supposed to. Exhaust sounds good. Actually, it's considerably quieter in that cab.
Mom asked me. She said, "Are you guys done with the exhaust?" And I was like, "No. Why?" She goes, "Well, it's kind of all just coming out the middle. It doesn't look right."
Yeah. We're going to throw those on tonight. Caitlin's going to tack those on for me before we're done. What went wrong? Small oil leak that permanently stained our headers. Sorry, Holly and Hooker.
Oh my gosh.
That's our bad.
Permanently stained?
Yeah, that's not coming off there. You just burned it right into the ceramic coating. Unless somebody's got a solution for that. Somebody knows how to get burned on oil off of a ceramic header.
The So Fresh, So Clean sweet potato stuff. We get that out of there.
I already hit it with acetone, and that didn't do anything. Then I hit it with brake cleaner, and that didn't do anything.
Did I say with this?
We also had a massive transmission leak, and that appears to be from maybe around the pan. If you guys have been watching for a while, you've heard me say the pan seems a little wet. So we got a new pan coming, new pan gasket coming, and new tail shaft seal coming here. So we're going to end up pulling the drive shaft this week. And that means we're probably, no, we could probably pull it without having to pull the exhaust. But that's going to have to happen. So, punch list, fix oil leak. That's coming from the oil sending unit, fix trans shaft. Hey, noisemaker. Hey, that's... What are you doing? Just kicking bottles around.
I was trying to move it.
Fix trans tail shaft and pan gasket. I gotta rewire the alternator charge wire because we talked with Holly. That was the cause, I think I mentioned this on the side of the road, that was the cause of our ECU going, whoa, wait a minute, don't like this, and then not running.
Isn't it crazy that something that little could just cause something not to run?
Yeah, so I put the instructions say specifically, make sure that your coil is all far away from your distributor and ECU as possible. So I did that and ended up running the alternator charge wire right past the coil, and that apparently has some interference. So I gotta cut the AC hoses and crimp them to length. Gotta spray insulate the floor. Gotta wire in the fuel tank sending unit. Gotta wire in the bridge for, let's see, the Dakota digital gauges can read some of the Sniper 2 sensor inputs. Then I got a bunch of interior stuff, carpet insulation, tool well insulation in the back, rubber felts trim for the doors and windows. Got to wire in these front blinkers. Somehow we didn't get the front blinkers wired in yet, so that's got to happen. The driveway alignment.
Did you
Got
tell
to
them what I
wire
did
up
with
my
the headlights?
AC. Huh?
You tell them what I did with the headlights?
No. Give me 1 second. Charge the AC.
Also,
a patina sauce on the entire vehicle.
hey.
Seal the front windshield and put in front windshield trim, and then put the seats and seat covers back in. We're 8 days away from leaving.
Hey.
And
You made a
Caitlin
jump.
wired the headlights in the wrong place. So my
But.
brights and
I did one of
running
them right
lights.
without knowing.
she got one right on accident, the other one she got wrong. So
Well,
technically she got 50%.
First of all, how was I supposed to know that? Because you never said that. Also,
don't
you
know.
made a junk pile where my welder goes.
Yeah, I made a junk pile. That's right. Sweatpants welding lesson tonight. You guys tune out for a minute and don't holler too hard at her, okay?
My jeans are in the wash.
Because you only have one pair and they've got holes.
Why do you think that's the only one I wear?
Yeah, if you guys think sweatpants are bad, welding with giant scoops for the sparks on your kneecaps is just as bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, these are probably way better than the pants I've been wearing.
We're moving on. Hey,
What?
let's pull this.
Wait a darn minute.
All right, we've been down this morning to Ohio Baptist Camps and Skyview Ranch, helping them set up a 4-post lift that our friends at Wildfire Lifts sponsor here in our garage, helped them get set up with. So we had several hours that I really, honestly didn't have to give up this week, but I had made that commitment 6 weeks ago. Didn't realize what kind of a pinch I'd be in. Anyways, we got that done. Caitlin and the girls are headed to a graduation party again because that's what time of year it is. And I am once more in the garage, valve covers off. Now, you guys may have heard me mention a couple of times in this episode that I've been chasing a lifter noise or a tick or maybe an exhaust leak. I wasn't sure what it was. But the other day I had some friends in the shop here. I didn't film anything because it was so hectic. There were like 6 people here. And one of them was like, hey, let's just pull that valve cover and check your valve lash. And the number 3, I think it was the intake valve, was a lot looser than the rest of them, like looser than any should have been. So we got about a quarter turn out of that and started it without the valve cover on, and it was quiet. I thought, okay, that's great. So we shut it down, cleaned up the oil we spilled everywhere, put the valve cover back on, and it just got noisier than ever. So I said, it's got to be valve train interference with the valve cover. So I drove it to the alignment shop and back, put all those miles on it, which is probably only like 15 miles, and pulled it just now, and I've already cleaned it up. But I went ahead and die ground. I used a die grinder, Dremel tool, and got that place there lowered a little bit. Now, so it was just barely touching it. Now, I had the valve covers off to check for interference, having started it here in the garage, but it wasn't running long enough to make a mark that I could see.
Once I pulled them off after putting a few miles on it, they were visible. I fixed the oil leak on the back, and by that I mean I pulled the standoff stem again for that oil pressure sending unit, pulled it, wrapped it better with tape, put it back in, and I'm going to start it here, check for an oil leak, and check to make sure that this clearance is sufficient. So, making progress, one backwards step at a time. So about making progress, taking 2 steps backwards, we have a wiring issue again. It's actually not an issue, it's just we had to undo some stuff to get our charge cable out of the main loom across the firewall, away from our ECU, distributor, and coil out of that neighborhood. So we pulled it out, ran it back here, ran it through the 150 amp fuse here, right from the charger, right from the alternator now, and then we've got this heavy gauge cable running straight over to the battery coming out up front. So that is, and that I'm just using that heavy gauge cable because that's what I had. I wish I had a smaller one, but it's overkill. But you know, I don't see what's the big deal. Oh, and the seat's out, since we're talking about going backwards. Oh, good night. I'm up. Foot on the brake, in park. Significantly better, which means that noise is just valve interference with the valve cover, which actually is not that big a deal. So I'm going to put clearance valve covers at the very bottom of my list. Kaylin will be home here in a little bit, and we're going to tear into the transmission, drop the drive shaft, pull the rear seal on the tail shaft, and drop the pan. Got a new filter since we're in there. And $130 in transmission fluid. That's an expensive leak. All aboard!
Stop.
Got the
All my work
conductors
clothes are dirty, so I'm wearing my overalls.
or torn. So it's overall season.
Though.
Probably gonna need what? Oh, you're just loading up your pockets? All right, we're going underneath for for some trans work here. We got to get this transmission sealed up. All the wiring is back together, mostly. Little loom over there in the corner that's still in a bundle, and one right there because I haven't finished wiring in the AC trinary switch.
Trinary?
Yeah. So either the fans will come on with the sniper command for 169 degrees,
All aboard.
or they'll come on when the AC system pressurizes and requires it. So, what?
I found this magnetic thing yesterday and it's really fun.
Found it?
Yep.
Right where I put it?
Yeah, and I broke the other one.
Same thing as the C10 transmission, so we just got to run all these bolts out all the way around, loosen them up, take out like all of this right here and let it fall, and it'll drain into here. And then we'll pull the filter out while we're in there, and then once it's drained, we'll start working on removing the drive shaft. Actually, I can probably get back here. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of rear gear oil there. Oh, you know what? That might not be rear gear oil. That might be actual oil. I don't know. We'll give that a snug right there since those two. It's not wet there. It's not wet there. we'll just give that one a snug, but that might just be oil that came from the front.
You gotta stop taking our tools everywhere.
Doesn't smell like rear gear oil.
You smell like rear oil. So that was actually extremely loose.
Yeah?
Yeah. I wonder if I can get all of these.
Probably move this while you're doing that.
All of these are like hand.
Yeah, that would be why it was leaking. So that's good. Okay.
There seemed to be quite a bit of metal in there.
There does seem to be quite a bit of metal in there for being a recently rebuilt transmission.
Ooh, look at all that.
It's not the worst I've ever seen.
Me neither.
It's not really metal, it's actually clutch material.
It's fine then.
But there's almost no fluid in it. It's been leaking so bad.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But again, not the worst I've ever seen.
Look at that. Look.
It's probably got another 5,000 miles in it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Catching it.
All right, let's clean this up.
This is my favorite part. Clean up time.
Grab some blue towels.
Oh.
And I'm gonna grab those two bolts right there. We'll drop this filter out, put a new filter in.
That's a filter?
Yep, that's the filter, pickup filter. We'll clean the gasket surface, just wipe it down, and then put the pan back up with a new gasket and a new filter. Then we'll start pulling the drive shaft out.
Okay. Filter. That's a lot of metal, actually. Chunks of it all over the place. Oh, shoot. Very sparkly, that's for sure.
We are back in the shop this week. Joy is here helping me right now. We just got done with the last episode filming yesterday where we got this thing running, driving, broke down, home, only to discover we have pretty major transmission leak and subsequent problems when we opened up the transmission to reseal it. So we're back in the shop and I've decided before we do anything else, we've got to get some cleanup done here. I'm back to having no space to work. We were just throwing stuff everywhere. So quick cleanup, get everything back where it needs to go so we can actually work. Caitlin's at a graduation party. She'll be back in a little bit. And we'll be back on to getting the interior in this, figuring out what we're actually doing with that transmission, and whether or not the 68 Chevelle Nomad is going to make it 4,000 plus miles for Hot Rod Power Tour plus family vacation the week after. I don't know. I really don't. Sunday afternoon, guys. Time for a little acoustic thermal coating. So I've got this already preloaded in my gun here. As I told you, it's Sunday afternoon. We're headed to my niece's graduation party here in about an hour. So I've taken time to mask all this off, wax and grease remover, the floor. This stuff is going to be a thermal and sound coating from DEI. It's going to go all over the floor, and then it's also going to go in the tool well in the back. Filled all my bolt holes where the seats are going to go in, seat belts are going to go in. and I should be good, assuming this thing doesn't create a enormous mess. So I don't even have my GoPro out here right now. So let me just give you the rundown. Gonna be hitting the floor here, gonna be hitting up there. That did get wiped down. I don't know why that looks so dirty on camera. But I'm gonna be hitting the floor here, basically up to the firewall insulation that we put in there. And I've got carpet that's gonna go in here to cover all this. So don't have a time lapse for you because I don't have the camera out here and I don't have time to go get it. So we're in the last week, it's Sunday. We leave 1 week from today and all of this has to be done. I don't hate that. Gotta take the seat belt and seat bolts out once it's all dry. And I got the tool well here in the back. I should have sprayed this. This is the spare tire cover, but I didn't because I didn't have it masked off or cleaned up. Hopefully that'll keep that noise down. I've got some undercarpet insulation that's gonna go in there and then a rubber mat so we can keep tools and stuff in there, keep it nice and dry and secure. And I have got to go inside and get changed and get going because the family is already waiting for me at this graduation party. So I am on my way. They say the couple that plays together stays together. In our case, not a lot of playing going on here, but we are making progress. New door seals going in. Trying to see if this is something Joy and the girls can handle while I'm at work this week. And it looks like it's going to require me to do the disassembly and leave them with our new window felts and door rubbers here. We do have new corner glass rubber, but that's a pretty major deconstruction and reconstruction. And don't sit on that, it's still wet.
It's not that wet. I don't think I got any on me. I was just trying to see how I'm gonna get this to fit in there, and it is nowhere near. Did I get me?
You guys look away.
I think it's fine.
I think you sat on the dry part.
This is nowhere near.
Okay, stop. This is gonna have to be stretched.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All right, Joy got kind of lined out for tomorrow on the door seals. You saw that in the last clip. And so the plan is that tomorrow, once all this is dry, you can still see there's some wet stuff right here. I kind of laid I'll be honest, I laid a thick coat in there, first coat. This one is actually, I went ahead and put the new seal in the back here. So let me get this down and show you. Actually, friends over at AMD came through for us and got us all new rubbers all the way around, new window channel felt right there. But this is gonna have to dry. This was quite a bit thicker actually. Part of the reason for that is because I put boom mat in there. I covered 2 holes with some patched metal, silicone those in, boom mat over it to keep a moisture barrier. Then the spray in, the DEI. The reason I did that, if you haven't been following along, is they make a new tool well. You can buy it from, I think Classic Industries makes it or carries it, but it's like $500. And eventually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that out and actually lower it and put a new pan in, but not cut it where they say to cut it. I'm gonna lower it a couple inches so I have more space. So eventually that floor is gonna go away. So that's my power tour fix. And probably honestly, the next year or 2 fix. Not a huge priority for me. So what I'm gonna move on to is an alignment, because when this dries tomorrow, undercarpet insulation and then carpet are going in, and then seats are going in. And my goal then would be on Tuesday to be able to start driving this to work every day this week. And the reason for that is because I've got basically 55, 60 miles a day to and from work. So if I can do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then get some more road miles on it somewhere on Saturday before we leave on Sunday, by my estimate, that's almost 300 miles on this machine. And somewhere in there, I'm going to have to check the transmission fluid, which means dropping the pan and running probably a new filter on there just to get that checked out. So I don't want to hit the road Sunday with no miles on it. And it's pretty bad out of tow. So what I did was I put this in neutral, rolled it all the way back and all the way forward a couple of times just to make sure that my steering wheel was straight and it was tracking relatively straight. So with my steering wheel set kind of where I want it, I can see, looking, oof, that was my knee. Looking down this side, that toe, you see where it kind of starts seeing it there? That toe is much better than this toe. So I'm going to walk this one out a little bit, I think, and I'm going to check camber real quick on these with a straight edge on the outside, wheel to wheel, top to bottom, and just a digital level on my phone. I know. You don't have to put that in the comments, okay? It's not nice. Your mom wouldn't be proud of you. Just take it easy. Been down this road before. And I'm going to do it again someday, so. While I try and figure out what I'm going to do with the transmission, and I've been sitting here thinking about it, decided to go ahead and get this done. And basically what I did with just now was adjust the toe. So you're looking down that line now. And the toe recommendations from QA1 was 0.5 degrees in. No, it is, that's the camber. It is 1 to 3 degrees toe in. So I am just a little over, see it now? Just a little over 1/8 of an inch narrower in the front than I am the back. And the way I do that, because your sidewall can flex and all kinds of things, I go from the same spot in the tire. So I went from this, see how this kind of steps in and out here? I went from the outside here to the outside here on the front and the back, and I'm 1/8 of an inch narrower in the front. I think I could drive that for a long time before I ever noticed it was out of spec. These specs are so close to square for the QA1 suspension. It's like the camber is 0.5 degrees negative plus or minus 0.5 degrees. So basically straight up and down is good enough. Right now I do have a little bit of positive camber, so it's out, and this one is also out. And so I'm going to get in there and try and adjust with some shims to get these to step in. I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm going to do that next. Caster, I'm actually not going to worry about. But I am going to get some shims in there. So let's drop this down. This is very imprecise, but going from the high point to the high point with a flat stock of metal and lining that up there, you can see I'm basically at 0. Now, this doesn't do half, but if I move it just a little bit, you can see that that's what 1/2 degree looks like. I should say that's what 1 degree looks like. So 1/2 degree plus or minus, could be -1, could be 0 and still be in spec. I'm gonna call it okay. And new shims installed. All right, now if we look at that, it's visibly straighter up and down. Same with this. This one actually might have a little bit of visible negative camber. All right, boy, this will be easier to look from the outside here. We're actually about 3/16 now more towed in the front than we are in the back, which is great. So it's even a little bit harder tow in. So that 1 to 3 degrees tow in is definitely in spec with a 3/16 of an inch narrowing at the front. So I can drive it. I'm gonna be happy with it. If for some reason it pulls or jumps around on me, I'll know I got to do something different, but I think that's going to be just fine. I don't know if you guys have been watching for a while, notice, but look how much this settled just driving at those 10 or 12 miles to the alignment shop the other day that we didn't get done. And I don't know why I would have paid $400 for what I just did, but I was about to. So that used to be probably a 4-inch gap. Now we're like 2.5. So front shock settled considerably. It's now about 1 in the morning. I'm headed to bed because I got to go to work this week. This is part of my dilemma with the transmission. I've mentioned several times I want to drive this to work. I took a week of vacation last week and did 12 to 17-hour days all week long to get the brakes done and bled, the wiring kit in. I had good help from my friend Ron. We would have never got that done without him. Fuel system I got hooked up, Sniper EFI I got running, wired the engine bay, got that all tidied up, connected the trans-cooler lines, got the radiator plumbed and filled. What else did we do? Got the Dakota digital gauges put in, all that stuff, plus a few other things you probably have already heard about on this episode. I think I mentioned this already. But I got all that stuff done last week, and it was exhausting. And this week, I'm running an annual training seminar for work, and so I've got to be there 8 to 6:30 every single day with a group of people who are coming in from the Midwest for a training. So I really only have evenings, and so I'm probably looking at like maybe 5 hours a night at best. 7 to midnight all week this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'll have all day Saturday if I need to. But the fact of the matter is we're leaving for Hot Rod Power Tour and a week of vacation, which means there's got to be stuff that gets done here at the house with the animals and getting the yard mowed and taken care of and getting everything set up to leave. So I'm grateful for a good wife. I don't know if I have mentioned this in this episode yet, but this week was our 21-year anniversary. So we went out and had a great dinner together and enjoyed the evening free of the kids, just like it was for the first couple years of our married life. And we realized how boring it was. So came home to the kids. I'm feeling better about this. I'm going to think a little bit harder about this transmission. I put a reel out on Facebook about the transmission and had a couple of people here in Ohio say, hey, I've got a fresh built transmission. If you need it, you want it, I can help you out. So honestly, if I go down to Summit, $2,500 into a manual valve body transmission, which is not really what I want to be doing for 4,000 miles. So if somebody has one locally that I can source tomorrow or the next day, I may just go ahead and do it. Throw one in and eat the cost to make memories. That's what I gotta keep telling myself this whole trip. Every time I run that card for fuel, we're making memories. We're making memories. Huh? Kaylin, you want to tell us what you did today while I was at work?
I patina sauce the entire thing.
She patina sauced the entire thing. She did not get a time lapse for you. No, she didn't. But this is a great patina. Holy smokes.
I'm not
Got
sure
new window
why
trim
that
that's going
side
in.
looks like that. I think it's just because of the texture of
You mean the stripes in it?
Yeah.
It's something in the finish. It's not.
It's not me.
But look at this, okay? That's a fender. That's a front cowl. And that is a spray painted fender. Yes, it does look a hair shinier, but not that much shinier than this. And I think that has more to do with the light than the quality of that finish.
This is all spray paint.
Aaron Gribben knocked this patina
This is all
out of the
spray
park.
paint. This is all
Unbelievable.
spray paint.
All right, so we're getting ready to get carpet in here. Got insulation for under the rear seat. Also have insulation cut for the rear tool well. Ta-da! So we've got carpet that's been laying out over here for a couple of days. We're gonna get this thrown in the vehicle. The rear goes in first, then the front. And we'll see how it looks with some carpet in it. Oh, we gotta run this wire harness back up front. Plug that in. All right, let's get on it. I can live with that. I also got a return spring on the throttle body. Keep that idle down. Probably has a little bit of a tick still over here, but I'm gonna have to wait to find the witness mark, and honestly, just giving the valve cover a bump might be enough to fix it. Yeah, this one I can still feel a little tiny, probably back here. But pull that another day. That is much, much better. All right, we're moving on to the interior.
Alright guys, inside of the car. We just laid out this mat here, the carpet that we bought for it. We just got this seat in. And we spray painted these corners here and over there because the carpet doesn't cover all the way to that. So we're just spray painted black so it doesn't look out of place. And then we're gonna let this carpet sit for a little bit just to like kind of get the shape of everything and let it like breathe, I guess. That one is through.
Seatbelt time. Seat cover looks horrible, needs stretched out. Carpet looks okay-ish. Not unhappy about it. It'll lay out, stretch out. We can keep pulling on it and adjusting it after it's in, but we got the seat bolted in, which is big step number one.
And then there's already a bolt sticking up, or what?
No, there's a hole already cut.
There's a hole already.
Okay, what is on my list now? I need to seats and seat covers. Shoot, I forgot to put wire underneath the carpet to run chargers to the back for the phone chargers for the back. Shoot. Okay, carpet and insulation is in. I got some AC ductwork I still need to run. So I got a little bit of comfort wiring basically. So I'm gonna wire the headlights into the gauge cluster so that they come on when I turn the headlights on. And so my blinker indicators work on the new Dakota Digital gauge cluster. And then I got to wire in phone chargers for the front seat and the back seat. Got to put in ductwork Honestly, the last big thing on here is to charge the AC system, and that pump or vacuum came today for me to be able to do that. I guess for the next hour, I'm gonna be laying upside down under the dash, running a little bit more duct work. I got just the defrost from the front up to the top to run, and wire in the backlight for the AC controller, the Vintage Air control unit, and the gauges to the lights. So we're gonna have to pull the back seat in order to put seat belts in. So when we pull the back seat, we'll run cable for the chargers under that. All right, we're getting close. Left my hat somewhere under the dash, but Caitlin has seat belts installed in the back seat, and I'm gonna go ahead and run power cables under the carpet up to the front and then up here through the back so we can run chargers in a set of like front seat truck cab armrests. I don't know how else to describe that. That's gonna go in the back seat. So just a little Amazon special, nothing special, but we're gonna strip this out, wire it in to a little low voltage 12 volt supply. So we'll have an armrest with cup holders in the back, same thing up front. And the last thing I'm gonna do, I forgot, I gotta wire in the Dakota Digital bridge, BIM EFI bridge. Well, what are you looking down there for? So that's gonna connect the Sniper EFI data specifically for my coolant temp sensor. It's going to connect that to my gauge cluster for the Dakota Digital. That's really the only sensor that I'm crossing between the two, but I've got to get that hooked up so that I've got coolant temp sensor on my dash with the Dakota Digital gauges. Test drive here. My temp gauge is not working with my bridge from my Dakota Digital to the Holly system. I think I may have set it up wrong, so I'm going to look at that when I get home. Got a leak on my valve cover where Caitlin cranked down on it too hard and cracked the top of the aluminum valve cover, so we're going to have to sort that out. I've put about 20 miles or so on it maybe now. Very happy with the way it's handling. QA1 suspension is like butter over the railroad tracks around here. It's unbelievable. The exhaust is quiet. It's not a heavy drone. I picked up Ron. We went for a little drive, and we can sit here and talk with all four windows down, no problem. So I'm feeling real good about how comfortable this is going to be to drive. I got to get my fuel sending unit wired in. I can't find the pigtail that goes on top of the fuel tank for the sending unit. Once I find that little pigtail, we'll get that set up. What else are we looking at here? It stayed below 180. Idle's a little high. I need to add a return spring on the throttle body. I put the fat return spring for a carburetor setup on there. I'm going to add the smaller one that goes inside of it, because once it's warm at idle, it wants to run up to about 1100 RPM, and I've got the system set at 750. So I know it's in park, so it's going to be a little higher, but yeah. So feeling good, enjoying the drive. Here, I'm about to go over a railroad track. You guys tell me if you think you can tell I'm driving over a railroad track or not. There's one. There's two. The QA1 suspension is like riding on a marshmallow bed. And that's that's on thin sidewall tires and little import tires I've got. They're not really import tires, they're Nittos. They're actually really nice tires. They're just a little bit narrower sidewall than I thought I was getting, so it's okay. They ended up being perfect for what we needed. I just didn't even know it. That was an accident, that they were basically the same size as the tire that I took off of it. So all right guys, I'm gonna wrap up this test drive here, get it back home. I think I've got 2 kits with filters and gaskets, so I'm probably going to pull the pan tonight just to see what 20 miles did to it, and if there's a little bit of fluid in, or a little bit of junk in there still, I'm going to run it to work the next couple of days. But I just cannot believe that something that's functioning this well is on the verge of going out. I'm convincing myself that what happened is the previous owner blew the transmission up, had it rebuilt, brought it back home, and put it right back into the old system with the old oil cooler lines and oil cooler. Didn't flush it and just put all that trash back in the pan. And I don't have another explanation for it if it's not going bad. It's just not behaving like it's going to be a bad transmission. We're going to get it home, take a look at it, see what we can see, and hope that we're in as good a shape as I think we're in. I am back from my test drive. Probably 25 miles. I haven't calibrated the speedometer, so the odometer isn't working yet. But I'm back. We're going to give this thing a once over underneath. See what we can see.
I'll grab a light.
I got a light right here. I already see a little bit.
Don't look at my toes.
A little bit of a leak right there where I came in. So all of this is leftover. See this? Mm-hmm. This is all leftover from the other night. Mm. Okay, so we just didn't get it cleaned up well enough, or it was up top and it just kept coming down.
Right here. Because this pan is not.
The pan is perfectly dry.
Yes.
However, we have
Let's go.
We have 2 spots that I see oil right here on this vacuum
But it looks like it's from the vacuum
canister, which probably can just be tightened up, and that would be sealed up.
Nice.
So we'll dry that off. And then over here, this is all wet around here. Bring the camera over here where I can see.
Sorry.
So it's leaking from around there.
Oh, there's so much gunk on it.
And I honestly don't know enough about Turbo 350s to even know what that is. It's leaking, and it looks like it's been leaking. So speedo cable looks like it's a little wet, but that might just be from stuff flying backwards. It is, because this is all wet out here on the end of the cable.
This thing looks so good with the patina sauce.
All right, so we're gonna dry that off. The other thing we had going on is a little bit of oil over here, and you can see it's all up the header and all over this here.
Why?
And that is from you breaking the valve cover when you cranked it down and cracked the top. I had to stop halfway through the drive and wrap a rag around the breather and overlap the crack and zip tie it down to try and catch the oil because it was blowing all over everything.
I'm glad you had the stuff to do that.
Yeah.
I guess.
So here's where we're at. So that sprayed oil out of a crack here.
Who did that?
All over those headers, down the block, on the starter, all over the power distribution module here.
My defense.
I'd love to hear your defense.
You did not tell me how tight to put it.
Well, generally speaking,
to me
breaking it is too
He was
tight.
talking to me when I was cranking down on it, and he said, keep going, keep going. Kept going till it broke.
Okay, so overall impressions, the thing drives really well. Floats down the road. I probably need to add a little bit of height to the rear end. The stance is just a little
those-
low for me on the rear end.
Are those ramps in the way?
No, but basically we are flat across the bottom here. So from here to the deck is 11 3/4 inches on all four corners, driver's and passenger side. But this is just a little low. I think it needs to just maybe a 1/2 inch up would be good. Also, it's super quiet in there. Unbelievably comfortable to drive in. Once we get the windows sealed and I actually put all four windows up, because I was driving with the windows down, this thing is gonna be like a brand new car. Honestly, 2 days ago,
I didn't think we were
I
going
was
to go on
very
power
uncertain that this is gonna happen. And as long as that transmission pan doesn't have chunks in it, I'm gonna call it a victory. We're gonna button it up and we're not gonna look at it until we get to Colorado. We have transmission pan. We put about 20 or 25 miles on it, and we have a little bit
You're out. You're shining that in my eyes.
of sparkly dust.
Just a little bit.
No big chunks. There's just a little bit of sparkle in here. Actually, that might be the worst of it right over there.
Or this? Or is that a mark? I don't know if that's a line or...
There's definitely some sparkly stuff. And this, you can see a little bit.
That's
on
what the filter's for, though.
Of the filter. There is definitely some sparkly stuff in there.
Okay.
So, we're going to put the filter, new filter on it, new gasket. We're going to fill it. We're going to reinstall that pan. So I'm going to drive this to and from work tomorrow and then some on Saturday. We'll pull the pan on Saturday. If it's absolutely trashed after 100 miles, we'll know we got problems we can't fix. Car's got transmission fluid back in it. Does go in and out of gear. I've got a little punch list of small things that I need to do. We're in as good a shape as we can be in until we find out whether this transmission is going to blow up on us somewhere.
How fast does this thing go?
As fast as you want it to go.
How fast have you been driving it to work?
50 miles an hour.
If we take it
20 miles or
50 the
so.
entire time, we're never getting there.
55.
Oh my gosh. Can it go 60?
It'll go 60.
Can it
Sure.
go 65?
Yeah. Do I want to spend that much fuel? No.
Either way, we're spending the...
I'm going to enjoy the drive for as long as that transmission holds up. How about that?
It is Friday afternoon. I just got home from a 50-hour work week, and I have made a decision. This transmission has got to go. So here's what happened, guys. I've been working overtime this week to try and convince myself that this was all going to be okay. But at the end of the day, I was wrong. This was not going to be all okay. We had over 4,000 miles to do, both for Hot Rod Power Tour and for the following week as we head out for a week of family vacation on the road to Colorado and up to the Badlands and then back home. I actually pulled the pan on this transmission twice. You only saw one. Both times we pulled the pan, there was metal, more metal. In addition to the first time, all that metal that Caitlin found that was totally unexpected. I'm sitting there looking at a dirty pan going, there's some clutch material in there, we could be all right. She pulls that filter off of there. Holy smokes. Never seen anything like that before. So at the end of the day, Summit Racing stepped up big time and got us a brand new, rebuilt Turbo 350 out of their store in Talmadge. Picked it up after work on Friday, and by Friday evening when I went to bed, it was hanging in the Chevelle Nomad. Of course, it was absent of a starter because I broke the starter trying to put it back in. But you'll see.
Hello.
Jack, while you hold the transmission.
I have to go up just a hair so I can get it back off of the headers.
Is it going to keep leaking more or no?
Yeah, eventually.
This stuff smells so gross. It smells like old Band-Aids.
I'll try.
I've got your back.
Caitlin,
From way down
why
here.
don't you move just in case it comes off the front of this jack?
I was just gonna tell her to put her foot against it and push back on the jack for you.
Go up a little bit, Ron. I got to get this shifter ear off over this. Just loose enough to squeeze.
Squeeze that out.
Yeah. Problem with that is that it's got to be done in the air now.
Not it.
Caitlin, go ahead and turn that off and get some blue towels.
Go up still?
All right, run her down.
Run her down. You just
I mean, run it up. Okay.
Oh my. That thing is very heavy.
Yeah, better pick it up.
And we just
This
put.
one's got 4 quarts of, yeah, now there's not much in that.
Yeah,
You gotta pick up higher.
I would wonder how long ago this was rebuilt looking at this, if it were rebuilt.
Because that one I got.
If you're watching, and I think you might be, you want to hit me up and let me know what the real story was? That'd be at least worth knowing.
Dishonesty is not funny.
Yep, 1, 2, 3.
Days never finish. I heard the door close. That means Mom's bringing the food out. The best part is these things are like this big. Well, she's bringing this out.
The calzones.
Well, at least the one I had today was massive. Told you. Yes.
All right, new starter is in. New transmission cooler lines are in. Since I accidentally welded one of them to the top of the starter post while putting it in last night and burned a hole in the metal line. So I've got new 5/16 transmission cooler lines, not fuel lines, and wrapped in some DEI hose shield. Comes all the way back here. I've got it up over top of the transmission ear, over top of the starter. This is the starter main battery wire that is insulated with some DEI stuff. Sorry for the limited footage here today, but I don't know if you know this or not, but we leave in the morning for our power tour, and I'm a little overwhelmed with what we have left to do still. Gotta get the AC charged, gotta get the transmission full and tested, and it's raining. I don't have windshield wipers. Cool. Transmission's full. Got my idle finally set with a good spring return. The girls are getting ready to go to a wedding I was supposed to be at. I'm not gonna be at, sorry, Sam. But finally got a good throttle cable and spring return here. Turns out the transmission that I ordered, I missed the part where it said no provision for kickdown cable. It's okay, I'm an easy driver and I don't plan on passing that many people, so we're gonna run with it. But it does go into gear, does move, that's great. Sitting here idling, I'm just listening, checking for leaks, checking fluid, and I start hearing a little noise. Good news is I haven't wasted any refrigerant because I haven't been able to get this thing running in order to finish filling that up. Still holding vacuum, by the way, 2 days later. I, however, am going to have to blow that and get a AC compressor to replace that. So that's cool. Okay, you guys want the good news or the bad news? I'll give you the good news. Good news is I pulled this little beauty ring over here off of the front that's supposed to cover the clutch, make it look nice.
I keep pulling this one off to move the belt, so I left it off, but there was a nice cover that, anyways, pulled it off. Something tiny dropped out of there, and now we're spinning free again. So the noise was inside this ring, and there was a little witness mark right here on the inside. So whatever it was, it fell in, it fell out. I'm ready to put the belt back on.
That sounds better. Nice low idle, no more thumping. That's what we needed right there.
Just got back from a successful test drive that I honestly forgot to film. Got a little bit of footage of the gauge cluster because I just set the speedometer. Yeah.
Now I see what this is for.
Graduation party.
Yeah, they were lying clear back here.
Well, Joy says you can just call me Ricky Bobby because I sold the whole windshield, but I do have to say a big thanks to all of our partners and sponsors for this build. It would not be possible without these companies right here. And we appreciate you guys supporting the companies that support your favorite dad and daughter garage channel.
And so the Dakota Digital RTX gauges are now working properly, including the fuel gauge, which you notice has a red light on it. And that's because my sending unit's bad. It is plugged in. It does come up and then go all the way down slowly and says open circuit on the message center. So I'm going to need to find a sending unit for a wagon. I don't know where I'm going to find that. So gauges are working properly. AC is blowing cold, and it ran and drove fine. I did adjust the brakes a little bit. I was getting a little bit of like shuddering in the front brakes. I just adjusted the proportioning valve a little bit. I think what was happening was the rears were grabbing a little harder than the front, because when I got to work the other day, 3-4 days ago before we pulled the transmission, the rear rotors were warm compared to the front, which shouldn't be because they're not doing that much braking. So 7:30 Saturday evening, we have exactly 4 miles test driven on the new transmission, and everything is back together perfectly, including the AC being charged and blowing cold. So next step, packing the tools down in the tool well. Why not? That's what it's for. And why not put the things you're almost guaranteed to need immediately underneath all of your luggage?
We should put our luggage in there, actually.
That might be smarter, but I kind of like the idea of the tools going down in there. So we're going to grab some of our gear wrench modular tool sets, put them down in there in their little foam trays, stack them up, be nice, neat, clean. And then there might actually be room for the jack down there as well. Take that Daytona jack, pull the handle off of it. I think there's going to be room down there, so we should be able to get rid of that.
Let's just bring the whole lift.
I'm going to
with
go
us
get
at this
some
point.
Mexican food and then take a nap. And by take a nap, I mean go to bed early. We'll see you guys on the road.